Hello everybody, it's Anna and welcome back to my booktube channel. It's been a hot minute since I last sat down and filmed something for this channel. I have been ridiculously busy with work and life and generally just feeling very fatigued by everything that's going on. So I have not been able to sit down and make a video for some time. But I wanted to change that because June, which is also LGBTQ plus Pride Month, is coming up. And I wanted to put together a video that was like a little kind of loose, non-binding TBR for Pride of just some LGBTQ focused books that I want to read during the month of June. I know that there are some structured Pride Month readathons going on in June. I'm not really planning on participating in anything super formally. I just kind of wanted to share this as just my own thing to do for fun. Okay, we can wait for this truck to go by. All right, so the first book that I definitely want to get to in the month of June is Nothing Happened by Molly Booth. You probably heard me talk about this as one of my most anticipated pre-orders in my last video, and this is a queer retelling of the Shakespeare play Much Ado About Nothing, and it takes place at a girls' summer camp, and it features a romance between two girls. I really loved Molly Booth's first book, which was called Saving Hamlet, so I'm excited to read this. I also picked up The Brightsiders by Jen Wilde, again mentioned this in my pre-order video, and I had to go through quite some lengths to get a hold of this copy of this book, so it better be good is all I have to say. I have high hopes that it will be. I know it's about a bisexual girl who's in a band, and it's kind of about her trying to figure out her life and get together her plans for her life and that kind of thing, but other than that, I don't really know too much about the plot, which is fine. You know, I like to be surprised going into a book. So there's that. And then this next book is one that I've been hearing about all over BookTube. That's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've had this for a few months now. I don't know why I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. I just don't know. But I know that there's a bisexual lady who is the main character, and I really appreciate that kind of explicit rep in books as a bisexual person myself. So I'm looking forward to that. Another sort of hyped up BookTube book that I have heard people on my circuit talking about a lot is A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. This is pretty much gays in space, which is one of my favorite things of all time, and it's supposed to be a really funny book. It's a fun read, it's humorous, and yeah, sounds good to me. The next few selections are a couple of kind of comic type books that I have. Not novels, but just something other than just straight up queer fiction. The first is Sonnet, which is a comic by the artist Emily Cheeseman with Lindsay Rogers, and it is a comic about two knights that fall in love with each other. This next one is something that I backed on a Kickstarter. It's called Serving Pride, the Queer History Dinner Party Handbook. Garbage truck. Thank you so much. And it is put out by the Geeks Out organization, which is a wonderful organization. They show up at conventions and all sorts of different things to basically help fandom and convention spaces have like a safe place for LGBTQ attendees, etc. And I think that this is based off of the the famous art installation, The Dinner Party, which was created to draw attention to the work of prominent feminists and women throughout history, but this is a queer history version of that. And then the last two books I also got from Kickstarter, and it's Dates, an anthology of queer historical fiction, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I was saying this earlier, but my battery died, and I wanted to make sure that I got this in. But Dates is kind of next in a long line of queer historical fiction books that I didn't realize I needed until I read the book All Out this month, and that's a short story collection anthology of like young adult stories with queer protagonists of all stripes, and it was incredibly diverse, and I was really just like, you know, queer historical fiction, something we don't get enough of. I mean, sure, there are books that deal with queer characters in a historical context, but oftentimes they're not the protagonist. the queerness is something that's kind of ancillary to whatever is going on, and oftentimes the character ends up getting punished for it in some way. Like, this person is going to jail because they had gay sex or something like that. And I'm just like, there's a lot more to it than that, especially because queers survived and thrived throughout history. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading Dates. So that is it for my very loose, very non-committal Pride Month TBR. Yeah. I don't really know what else I was going to say there. Let me know if any of these books are ones that you've already read or if they sound interesting to you. And also please leave a comment of favorite LGBTQ book recommendations. I read a lot of queer literature, but I'm always looking for new things to read. And BookTube is a great place to find that stuff. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.